Hey guys, Nina here, welcoming you to another reading from the Ladies of Horror Picture Prompt Monthly Challenge, hosted by Elaine Pascale on her channel, The Godmother of Horror. If you'd like to read along or read previously published pieces, please visit spreadingthewritersword.com or ladiesofhorror.com. In the meanwhile, enjoy the reading.
Todd on his Todd by Peden-Coviello. The bookstore huddled between a shoe store and a pharmacy. Had anyone noticed it, they'd have complained to the proper authorities, whoever they might be, that it was an eyesore. Somehow, no one ever saw it, until it was time to be seen. Todd Fraser stared at the dingy little used bookstore. It was identified only by a cardboard sign on the door reading, "Used Books for Sale." Two largish windows on either side of the single door carried a load of gray dust, making it impossible to see inside. Todd slipped his thumbs inside the straps of his school backpack at his shoulders, hitched the bag to make it more comfortable, and then put a hand on the doorknob. A little bell tinkled over his head as he opened the door. The air smelled of old books, mold, sweat, ancient leather, damp cardboard, mouse-nibbled paper. No one stood behind the book-covered desk where sat an ancient cash register. Todd looked around. He seemed quite alone in the dim shop. Sheesh, he thought, I could swipe the goods out of that little cash box and nobody'd know. Just then, an old man stepped through a bead curtain that hung in the doorway behind the desk. "All on ye, Todd, are ye?" "What?" "'Tis a way of speaking from where I come. Means y'all and y'own." The old man's thick accent was difficult to follow, but he had an odd music to it. Yeah, sure. It's funny, though, 'cause my name's Todd." "Well, now that's a coincidence for the book, so to speak, innit?" The old man laughed raucously at his own joke. "Now what sort of book is Todd is on his Todd looking for?" "I was just curious. Can I look around?" "Certainly, my boy. Look at anything you like." The old man paused and lowered his voice. "We have some special things in the back, behind the curtain." "Yeah?" Todd's father would beat him black and blue, or at least till he broke a blood vessel if Todd brought home any porn. But heck, he could look at it in the back room, yeah? Who'd know? And what else could the old dude mean by special things? Todd followed the old man through the bead curtain. The air here was different, less old book smell and more copper and wet iron. These books were, even Todd could tell, truly ancient, leather-bound and gilt-edged. No mere hard-covered ex-library editions here. One book drew him like a siren singing to a shipwrecked sailor. Todd couldn't resist the urge to touch its binding, to stroke the cover, to open its pages. He couldn't read a word, but he was fascinated. "So, that's your book, is it, son?" The old man spoke in a throaty voice behind him. "I might have known." She always called to the solo travelers. The bookstore began to fade as the page of the book began to fill Todd's eyes and mind ever more fully. Todd thought, "That's funny. I can see through my hand where it's on the page." A few days later, signs were placed on the front windows of the shoe shop and the pharmacy. Missing, Todd Fraser, age 14. No one put a sign in the bookstore window. No one noticed the bookstore as it hunched, waiting, until, once more, it would be time.